Hello and welcome to week 9 in psychology seminar, and we end our sequence of the 3 R's: reading, writing, and now we're in arithmetic. And we'll be discussing, of course, statistics and the importance of statistics in psychology and in this program. In the psychology program, there's a math sequence that involves math 111 or higher. And math 111 is quantitative reasoning. And then you learn specifically about using statistical tools to make decisions within the field of psychology in the Statistics for Psychology class, which is then paired with the research methods class that you'll take the next semester. So you take statistics and then research methods. So statistics in the fall, offered face-to-face and online, and then research methods in the spring, again offered face-to-face and online. So I post an article in the attention section that I want you to read that is about the current challenges within the field of psychology, both the ongoing populist movement of questioning science, which we should do. I'm not quelling that idea. We're not blindly, just because they call it science doesn't mean we're blindly following it. But this sort of sense of demeaning science, like it has an ulterior motive or anything like that. And then, of course, some of the more recent information that's been coming out of the field of psychology itself is that some of the classic studies within psychology that sort of formulate the at least my foundation in the field of psychology, some of the assumptions and theories that have been pretty rock solid throughout my education are not replicating as well in the modern world. So either data from back then was not good, which I kind of not sure what we would do about that. I'm actually more of the line that human beings are changing over all of those years. We're starting to document some fundamental shifts in the way people think and behave. So in the discussion for this week, in Chapter 7, I ask you to discuss the content of that article. You then have an assignment, and the assignment is a prelude to what you're going to have to do in statistics, and that is learning how to use Microsoft Excel. Now, the instructions for getting Excel for free while you're at KV are in the appendix, so you go and sign into that. And the version of Excel that you need is the one that downloads to your computer. You cannot use this plugin that I'm introducing to you to, you can't use it on the web version. You can't use it on the iPad version. You can use it on the Surface version. Surface runs Windows, and you can install the plugin. I think I've seen that done on the Microsoft Surface. So you have to download the apps. Now, they're still free for you as long as you're at KV, so there's really no reason to not download that to your computer. You cannot use this plugin in any other spreadsheet program. So if you're an Apple user, this does not work in Numbers. If you're used to Google Docs, it does not work with Google Sheets. I want you to use Excel. Excel is a very, very powerful tool. It has all the things that we need to do statistics when we are in the statistics class. And what I'm asking you to do is to install Excel onto your computer, download a specific free plugin that it's an Excel file that you open up with Excel, and then the plugin is there, and it's a whole bunch of scripts that an individual has written in order to fast pace your way through the statistical tests. And one of those tests is descriptive statistics, which is one test. You select your data, plug it in, and you get all the means, modes, medians, standard deviation, variance, kurtosis. I mean, it goes on and on, just this little table that contains all this descriptive data of your data, all this descriptive information about your data. So I give you a set of data, and then I have you apply that plugin to describe that data. And then, as is the practice in quantitative thinking and the application of statistics to psychology, you then translate that into words. You describe what does that mean in terms of the numbers that you've been analyzing. So you start off in the application of statistics, you start off with a concept, then you measure that concept, use numbers to create descriptive statistics, and then you convert it back to words again from the original. So you just don't leave it as statistics. You talk about what does that mean in terms of the original form of the data. So I'm looking for a kind of a brief introduction to that kind of process written out in a paper format. You got the title page, introduced what you're doing, screenshot of the plugin, and then the explanation of what can you now say about that data based on the plugin. You might have to look some stuff up. What does mean? What do the different terms mean? What is standard deviation? What is variance? You might have to look some of that stuff up, cover as much as you can. I'm just looking for some basic stuff, some basic descriptions, but you can go as far and deep as you want. On this, it's a good assignment for doing more than is expected. The better you know that piece of software, the better you know that plugin, the easier it is going to be when it comes to teaching statistics. I'm teaching statistics right now, and everybody's getting it. Everybody's using the plugin. They're fine. This is not really that difficult. In addition, we're returning to the special assignments. We're now on to special assignment part 3, where Pinger introduces us to the concept of fairness and equity. And there's lots of discussion going on in our world about fairness and equity. Very important points that he makes here. And also the notion of this sense of looking back, and that people look back and tend to think that back then things were better than they are today. And that's again one of those notions that comes and says, although there's certainly some perceived truth to that, the statistics are telling us it wasn't that good. And truth be told, it kind of depends on your race, your gender, your socioeconomic status, what country you're living in, all of those things, whether you're looking back and things are better than they are today. When you look back, and if things were really good, they weren't good for everyone. So we have to keep that in mind as well. So he talks about the golden years being the result of poor memory or poor memory selection, which is a very common way in which we remember the past and tend to put a glow on the past. And combating that in terms of how does data and reasoning measure that, and how does it stand up to that. So that will be our discussion in the special assignment. So you have 2 discussions. You have the regular Chapter 7 discussion, and you have the special assignment Part 3 discussion, and then we have the assignment playing around with some numbers and the statistics plugin and making that happen. The plugin is also talked about in the appendix of the course book. So, and it shows some examples and stuff of doing this. So, of doing the descriptive statistics. So, go ahead and follow those instructions, all the screenshots. It's a little weird because Excel comes with a statistical tool, and that's not the one to use. It's this plugin. This plugin is much better. And so don't get confused make sure that your screenshots looks exactly like the ones that I have in the appendix, because you can be fooled, because data analysis is the name of the tool that's in Excel, and data analysis is the same as this plugin, but it's located in the menu system, or at least it's located in the menu system in the Mac version. I've worked at both platforms, and it's usually like in the data or tools menu item. You go there, and that's where you look for data analysis, as opposed to on the ribbon or the part of data analysis that comes with Excel. So there's a little bit of confusion there, but the confusion is clear as long as you know that your screenshots, those screenshots that I have in the course book, they look like that in Windows and they look like that in Mac. So your Windows should look like that. If they don't, and it's asking you for statistics, you're using the wrong data analysis tool. You want to make sure you use the right one. So I'm available to help you with that, to problem solve with that, help each other by posting questions in the class questions discussion board, and we can make it there. Done this many times, so you can do this, and it is a very cool plugin, as you will see when you take statistics. So that's it for this week. Have a great week and take care.